Mass media was added to the game. It is currently a reporter-only thing, and to begin using mass media, you must use a mass media console. It has a really nifty UI, and it's just like writing a blog post almost, you could say. The heading is Cargo Funds, and the content is Cargo bought 50 gorillas. How will we pay for it? And if you publish it, everyone on the station will get a ringtone on their PDA. And if you go under Programs in your PDA and Station News, you'll be able to read the publication time, the author, and you can mute your notifications here as well. This is more or less the first iteration of being able to be direct message in Space Station 14, and I think this shows a lot of potential for different types of apps in your PDA for the future. Zombies are back again after their short departure from the game again. Zombies have received a pretty big overhaul. They can't revive from death anymore, which is probably one of the biggest changes to explain. Zombie animals now turn into a green color, making them much more obvious. And zombies have a skull icon next to them, indicating yourself and every other zombie as a zombie. So friendly firing is a thing of the past. And zombies can pry doors, but you must right-click it, so I think that might confuse some people. And being able to pry doors means you're going to be able to more effectively avoid grill traps as a zombie. And there's a various other balancing things, like initial infected have a longer time till they turn. They can turn while crit. The shuttle gets automatically called if an X number of crews infected, and a bunch of things like that. Salvage can now earn the Ammo Techfab circuit board on their missions. The Ammo Techfab is a way to print out basic ammunition for the majority of weapons in the game, at least the majority of the nanotressin weapons. This would be helpful for Salvage getting their own guns, and it could probably most likely have more potential for syndicates trying to use it for more nefarious purposes, but this could also save money because it's definitely cheaper to print ammo here rather than having to beg security to do it, or just ordering more guns, which is rather expensive now. Either way, this is a little boon for salvagers. A sniper bundle is a new purchasable bundle available to Syndicate and nuclear operatives. It costs 12 TC. The description is an inconspicuous briefcase that contains a Hristov, 10 spare bullets, and a convenient disguise. It comes in a brown suitcase, so it is inconspicuous in that manner. Inside is the Hristov, a box of 10 shots. The Hristov also comes with 5 shots in it, so that's worth mentioning, and it comes with basically Agent 47 clothing. The Hristov also has received a balance change in the form that if you hit somebody with the Hristov bullet, it is essentially a one-hit stun, but it has a very slow fire rate, 0.3 bullets a second. That lets you shoot somebody before they can even stand back up. So essentially, if you land a bullet, you cannot lose the 1v1 with the Hristov. It is incredibly powerful, and each bullet does 60 pierce and 30 structural. So for 12 TC, you get 15 bullets. Also in the ballpark of bundles, the C20 bundle has had its cost reduced to 17 telecrystals, and the Bulldog has had its cost reduced to 20 telecrystals. That means normal Syndicate agents can purchase these, basically having to spend all their TC or most of it, but it gives them more options and should have extra variety for the guns seen on station. This also affects Nukies as well. 45 AP was added to the game. It bundles with the Python. For 2 telecrystals, you'll get 6 armor-piercing cartridges, capable of ignoring armor entirely. So if I empty my Python and load up the Python with the speed loader, and shoot a security officer who is wearing body armor, you'll see that the damage of the Python is 26 piercing, and that this person indeed took the full 26 piercing, meaning that it has extra value when going up against security officers. And by the way, 45, the Python itself comes with armor piercing, and the Python still shoots 2 bullets a second, so that means you can crit essentially anyone in 2 seconds if you don't miss a bullet, because armor piercing will mean it doesn't matter what they're wearing. So it gives it a pretty unique niche if you're going to be fighting heavily armored opponents. This is a visual change, but casings now actually eject out of guns rather than just fall at your feet. So if I just shoot a few bullets, you'll see the casings fly out at your feet. It looks really nice. It has a little sound of the casings hitting the ground, and especially when you're like running and shooting, it's really nice seeing the more consistent trail, and it just has a nice visual effect of seeing the casings bouncing on the floor. Both the Syndicate EVA Bundle and Hard Suit Bundle have received new items. The Syndicate EVA Bundle now comes with the Syndicate Gas Mask, which makes you immune to flashes, and a double emergency oxygen tank, which is really nice because it can fit in a pocket slot. And the Hard Suit Bundle now comes with the Gas Mask as well, which has the same benefit, and combat gloves, making them both a more economical purchase, especially the Syndicate EVA Bundle. It's only 2 telecrystals, and being able to get flash immunity and oxygen in one bundle is pretty powerful, especially if you're like on the run and just don't have time to pick things up. Pretty simple one, but punching lights now will shock you rather than just break the light, so this might save a few lights on the station. The reflective vest in the game now actually reflects projectiles. If you hit somebody with an energy weapon that has a reflective vest, they will actually take no damage. But if you shoot them with a projectile weapon, like a pistol, besides almost killing yourself, you will indeed do damage to them still. And the reflective vest is not very good against piercing damage, so feel free to still shoot them, but you might end up harming yourself. Senior roles are added to the game, and they involve the 4 major departments. There is a senior medical doctor, senior engineer, senior scientist, and a senior officer. Their only purpose is to teach new players. They're not second in command in the department. They're not supposed to have any special treatment. The only difference is that the senior engineer has Atmos access, and the senior doctor, or the physician, has chemistry access. That is the one thing that separates them from a normal role, and that's really it. They are just mentors. The last thing I'll cover for this week is there is now a filter in the guidebook, and that includes for things like bartending and chemistry. It's definitely most useful for chemistry because you could type in like bicaridine, and in here, well, there you go. You can look at the recipe in-game, and you no longer have to scroll through the basically what felt like an infinite list. It is very, very helpful. There was a lot that changed over the week, and a lot of it has to do with the zombie game mode, which I included. There was a lot of nice sprites and stuff as well as this week that I don't normally cover in these videos because you're just going to see them in game and they're not mechanically changing the game, except drip is pretty important. I want to thank all of our maintainers and contributors for keeping the game up to date, polished, and just overall the fun, enjoyable game that we play. And again, just because if I didn't cover it, doesn't mean it's not important. Thank you for watching.